Hey, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Till the Dirt, where we're doing the Shahs rewatch. Today we have a special guest. I don't want to butcher her name, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Please, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Loida Leal. First time caller, long time listener.
Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you. And
Likewise.
let's start off there. How big a reality TV fan are you? How big a Shahs of Sunset fan are you? Let give us the lowdown.
Season one, episode one, followed all the way through. I listened to the last podcast and I heard MJ say that she's probably never going to do a reboot, so that was really sad for me.
Yeah, but this episode is a good episode. Like
This
I
is
know
an
what she's
amazing
talking about.
episode.
Yeah, I know what she's talking about. Her and Reza are in much better, they're in a much better spot in their life. And I
Yeah.
think that, if you go cherry picking down the road of some of these old episodes, there's some times where, he doesn't treat her that great. And I think that she doesn't want to focus on those times,
Mm,
which I totally understand, and I get.
mm.
And there were a few episodes in a row there where they were like, enough already with picking on, especially you rewatched it, like you're all caught
Yes.
up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like
The
there was,
last time I saw season two was when season two came out.
okay, really,
But as soon as I started watching, I was like, got it.
it came right
I
back to you.
remember this. Yeah.
Gotcha. One of my close friends, Jessica, she did one of these rewatches with us. She's like you.
Uh-huh.
She said the same thing. Like it had been a minute since she watched it, but the second that she started, it was like, oh, everything came right back to her.
Yeah. And the thing is that now that I've seen it, I've rewatched it, in hindsight,
Hmm.
man, everything is, it's like watching it all over again, really, because now that you know all of the things that have happened ever since then, it's insane.
Do you think of it as the same way? Like it's like it the same, or is like now it's completely different? Yeah,
It's like a whole different show now that all these years have gone by because you
got
see it
you.
from a completely different perspective.
Well, you're different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
that
you,
too.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like you're probably a different person too. There's probably an element of you like, yeah, girl, go crazy. You know what I mean? And now it's like, yo, chill. I got work in the morning. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this,
I have
you know?
kids. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
get it.
well, listen, did a lot went on in this episode. Definitely.
Definitely.
Like,
A
uh,
lot.
stuff. This has been a pretty good season thus far. I have to say,
Yeah.
it's been pretty entertaining. But this episode, it opens. Rez is talking to his father, so we kind of get the setup from jump that that's what's going to happen this episode. That's going to be, the crux of the episode is we're going back to New York for Rosh Hashanah to see his father. Now, if you remember the end of season one when they went back, that really was the whole episode. Like there was, a little bit of them getting ready, and then the whole rest of the episode, it's MJ or my wife and Reza in New York. So I'm kind of thinking that's what we're going to expect again. But a lot
Yeah.
happened prior to, the lot went on in this episode. Because then we go to see Asa. Um,
Oh,
she goes to meet up for the diamonds. Now, you know, what's your opinion of Asa so far in hindsight? Seeing this scene, I'd love to see what you think because you
okay.
seem to be a big fan.
Let's put this into perspective. What year did this come out in? 2012,
2012, 13, I'm thinking.
2013, which was 10 years ago. I was 29 at that time.
Okay.
At that time, I still thought it was a bit much.
Come on. Come
Now
on.
I'm like,
Come
holy
on.
shit.
You think I wrote it down because I had to write it down. I didn't want to misquote it, but oh, Diamond Water has three critical ingredients. One of them is water. It's obvious, right? Silly me. The other one's a diamond. And then
Right.
the third is the love spirit.
Love.
She forgot about the missing ingredient, though, which is bullshit. Because there's a lot of bullshit in this fucking water,
You know
dude.
what my favorite part was? When she's sitting with the gentleman, the gentleman that's selling the diamonds.
Yeah.
And she's like, this one's
This
it.
is
I
it.
love
This is
it.
it.
And he's like,
It's,
great, that's 325.
she
And she's
said
like,
she had
this
a,
isn't
she was
it.
like, no, he said 325. She was like, 325,000? Yeah. Off the off chance that he meant $3.25. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? Yeah. And
She
then she
puts it
told him the fuck
down.
I was 65 and he still hit her
Yeah,
high. He was like, all right, cool. Oh
it was
man, that was great.
amazing.
Yeah,
And so
that
she does it
was
again, and she's like, oh no, this one's it. And I'm like,
yeah, this has gotta be it. I'm
man.
sorry. It's like for Asa fans out there, this one's tough, dude.
No,
You know, it's
yeah,
like, yeah, I have a new. It's called Copper Piss, and I need a penny. I need a penny. I need the fucking copper from a penny. And yeah, it was very hard to watch that and take that seriously. And all
well,
I could think of, because when I was on the show
yeah,
the 3, 4 years that we were on it, it's the same crew, more or less,
yes,
right? Especially it was a
yeah,
union show. So all those people, more or less, you kept working with them. And I'm just picturing those dudes like videoing her, like what
yeah.
had to be like, yo, what the fuck is this lady talking about? And in the talking head too, she was talking about Carbon and like yeah, Carbon walks upon itself with love. I don't know what the
The
yeah, man.
historical something of the
It
earth.
was
I don't
fucking
remember what she
nuts.
said.
That shit was nuts. Oh,
No, and actually knowing because I've listened to the podcast, knowing the way you feel about her while I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, he's gonna dig in deep on
yeah.
this.
I mean, like, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
No, no, you're
Someone,
not wrong.
an Asa, a pro Asa, an Asa cheerleader who's like, if we were having a debate, someone's
Yeah.
gonna step on stage in a debate and be like, "Well, you know what I mean?" She
Yeah.
really
No.
seemed like I don't know. It was so crazy to me, but God bless her, man. She really gave, like I said, she's Miss Cleo, dude. You know what I mean? Lord
Her
of
mom is
mercy,
not wrong.
yeah, you
Her poor
today
mother.
I'll give you magic numbers for 49.95. It's all oh. But then we
Uh,
see Gigi and my wife. They go for a walk with the dogs. Um,
yes.
my wife, I gotta so over the top. So over the top dramatic here. Your choices have literally cost me everything, she told Gigi with a straight face in the middle of the afternoon on a fucking walk on like a
Walking her
Tuesday.
dog.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, how over the top could you possibly be, dude? Your choices have cost me everything. Oh, so yeah, and even Gigi was like, relax,
Chill.
She was
Which
like,
is a lot coming from Gigi.
yeah, totally, totally pot me kettle, dude. It was like if Gigi's telling you to take it down a peg, you should
There's a
probably
problem.
take it down a peg.
Yeah.
You know what I
A
mean?
few.
Oh, and then we go to Mike's
Oh,
brothers, the teeth whitening.
yeah.
I just thought this was like a cute scene between them, whatever. But I thought that it was very. You talk about where we are now,
Yeah.
right, to where
Yeah.
we were then, and knowing all the things that we know now. And when he said, "I don't even talk back to Jessica," it was kind of like, "Oh, Mike, Mike," you know what I mean, Mike.
I
Oh,
will say this though,
what happens
that
if they
they're
talk back, Mike? What happens if they talk back? I don't want to. I don't ever want to make light of domestic violence, but I'm just
no,
saying
but
it
you're
was.
right.
I'm just saying it was very like, ooh, that's can't put that genie back in the bottle, right?
And his
Um,
brother is just sitting there like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Sure, sure, sure.
totally.
I really feel like we're the only ones that know our siblings the best. So I kind of feel like his brother could have called bullshit on him, and it was a little bit of he held back.
Oh, I think that
Because
that's
do you know what I mean?
every every episode that I've done
Hmm.
so far. There's at least one time that the person that I'm doing with says something that blows my ear back, like, "Oh shit." There's your oh shit moment because I think again, and it goes into everything that we already know about Mike and that
Yeah.
I know about Mike. He's very, very, that family dynamic, the reputation, all that shit matters to him a great deal, and it matters to that family a great deal. And I think you're right. I think he could. the brother could easily have been like, "Yeah, Mike, we get it. Who's
Sure.
girlfriend number one, right, Mike? You know what I mean?" And he didn't. He
Right.
leaned in to like protect him.
Yeah.
And guy, like you said, I think he could have said way more, but he kept
Mhm.
it all very PC and
Yeah.
very like supportive. But
Well, they
great
definitely
observation.
produced themselves. Yeah, they knew exactly what to say, when to say it. And I think that's when you do the rewatch, you start to realize how unreal that reality part was.
At times,
Because
it could very much be yes.
yeah,
Yes, how at times where it's like, and again, we wish that we could say we don't have the luxury of hindsight, but we do. We know
yeah,
things that we didn't
right.
know then. So it clouds the picture a little bit too. And even, not to get too far ahead, but even him just being with Jessica. I never met Jessica. But I've met Jessica 3 times because I've met him with other girls, and it's the same fucking thing. You know what I
Same
mean? It's the
bros, yeah.
same, it's the same fucking thing. I'm on the same
Yeah.
date. Like if you even the last um the season the last season of Shahs, when he comes over the house and I say I'm doing the gratitudes and I say I'm grateful for Jessica, and it's Paulina that's there. And it's like everyone laughs, but like to me, it's the same
The
thing. You know
same.
what I mean? It's the same as that other girl that I met too. It's like
Whoever
nothing.
that was.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, it's very, how do we look? Do we look good? You know what I mean? As opposed to, seeing like that like chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing with Gigi and Omi. And again, I don't want to like they don't have any chemistry to me. They seem like they're brother and
It's
sister. They seem
it's
related.
really strange. It's really forced. It looks like
It's not me, right?
she's constantly drunk when she's around him. It seems like she has to be almost. I don't really
Yeah.
know. Like
It's a little weird,
it,
man.
it's
But
weird.
then, but again, not to jump ahead, because I can't go past when Asa goes to the manufacturer of the
Oh.
water thing, and she starts worshiping at the water tanks. Like, come on,
She puts
come
out
on,
her
come
she puts
on,
out
man.
her
Like
carpet.
I'm just again, man. I don't know. I'm a regular guy in so many ways. Not this. I'm a regular guy, but like all I'm thinking of is the guys that work at the plant, right? You know what I mean? Like they
The
come to
blue
work
collar
every
guys.
day. Every day they
Yeah.
come to work, nothing's going on, whatever,
Yeah.
Maybe they might have
Bottling
heard,
Powerade.
Tuesday they can be filming something, yeah, whatever, and you just showing up and you got your Walkman on, you got your iTunes, and you're pushing your dolly, and you got some fucking chick here sitting there worshiping at the water. What?
Yeah. And
It's
you're trying to bottle Powerade or something.
yeah, it's
Like,
like
what?
I wouldn't even know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Just think coming home, telling your wife, like, yeah, it was some lady. And then 6 months, 7 months later, it's on TV. Like,
Don't
that's
you?
that's the fucking lady I was telling you about. This
I
fucking
swear to
nut.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this nut. Oh man, that was
Oh, she's
so
something else.
yeah, and you know what's great? And I give Asa all the credit in the world on this. I do not feel like any like one iota of that was produced. I feel like that was all her. I feel like the diamond,
Genuine.
the diamond in the head. We're going to get a diamond. We're going to put a diamond in there. Then we're going to go worship it there. I don't think at any point in time did someone say, would be a good idea. Because producers will come up with ideas with you and
Yeah.
try and push things along. And oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
My case in point, my wife, those crazy outfits that she'll go walking with the dogs. That's something that she has the idea and the producers love it. So it's like, yes, let's do that. But it's her idea to, craft something like that.
Yeah.
This is Asa with a, like, I know how I'll
100%.
be a high priest because no one could come up with that on like and for another person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they should be working in reality TV. They should quit and they should go write scripts because you got a good imagination, man. You got a good imagination. That was
Do you
next
think that
level.
at do you think that at any time during the season or during at least that portion of that episode, when she was watching back, she thought, I overdid it. It was too much.
Oh, such a good question.
Do you think
I
that
would
she was
love to.
happy with how it was done?
Yeah, that's such a good question
Yeah.
because I mean, I give Gossip credit too. Like, I believe that she believes some are for bullshit. But there's
It's a
got to be a
lie.
line in the
Yeah,
sand, dude.
there
There's
has
got
to
to be a
be.
line in the sand where even she's like, "What?
Well,
What?"
even how it's produced, right? Like, so you see, okay, so let's say the diamond guy. So
Hmm.
there's two guys. It's the diamond guy and then the water bottling guy, right?
Yes.
You can see it in their face, and the way the production does it, it does it to where what they're showing you is they're annoyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when you watch it, she had to have seen that. Maybe not at the moment because she was in her thing and her groove and her awesome moment.
And
But when
just
she
calling
watched
a
it,
spade. You don't know their face in real time because it's all in
correct.
the edit too, right?
Right,
So like when
right.
she does blah blah blah, you don't know he could have just been sitting there, whatever. But they show the time when something else happening, and he looks like
Oh,
because
that's
he did look
true.
cringe. He was like, "What's this fucking batshit lady doing with me?" Yeah, we went to high school together. What happened to her? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? She got some ayahuasca water that she's fucking drinking. I don't know what she doing here, dude. She's fucking eating peyote and she's praying to the yeah, man.
To the water.
Lots happened to you since the reunion, dude. Like
That's
since they went to high
insane.
school, since graduation, lots happened to you since prom, dude. What the fuck is up with this crazy lady? Um,
Poor
but
guys.
yeah, that was, and then yes, we get the Shabbat dinner, and I do like that element of Shahs so far of them
Yes.
trying to really show you a different culture and the kind of
Mhm.
ends of it, like
The intimacy.
I think Jersey Shore, because again, this was one of the reasons Shahs got made was because of the popularity of the Kardashians, the popularity of Jersey Shore. And if you watch Jersey Shore, they would have Sunday dinner, right? And it gave you a
Hmm.
little bit of like them that family, and those were always nice scenes. And I think that they're taking it a step further here with
Yeah.
Shahs to kind of open it up, and it's not just for Iranis. I think it's for anybody that comes from a different background, for you to see how how things are a little bit different than just the regular American barbecue that you go to, and I
It,
thought
it's
that it was
it's it shows a lot of intimacy between amongst them, and then it
ju-
allows us to feel that with them,
yes,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
very
different.
much so. Because again,
Nothing
that's an
else like that
intimate
on
thing.
TV at that time.
That's in it. Yes, yes, that's what I'm getting at. Roundabout, circular way of saying that that's not so. I know
Yeah.
hindsight now. Again, a lot of other things have probably done that, right? But at
Yeah.
the time, they would. I know that there wasn't a lot of stuff that was doing that, and he actually he dusted off a few real gems. First off, um, Mike says Persian food looks scary. There's some 100%. Like when people always talk about, I love the spread. Oh my God, the spread. Some of the things, like the one of the things, like I said, looks like AstroTurf, dude. And it's like, I don't wanna eat
I'm
that.
Mexican, so I can't say too much.
Yeah, but see, Mexican, no, man, like Mexican, I'll get into a lot of it looks the same. So, like, if you're in a high class Mexican restaurant or you're in a dive one that's a taco stand and you put them next to each other, they kind of look the same. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really tell one or the other. The
That's
Persian
true.
food, there are certain dishes that, like, just
But
look
do you try
very
them?
no, no,
No.
no. Some of them. One of them looks like the bottom of a bird cage, dude. And like, there's another one. It looks like it's you found it rummaging through a dumpster, and they have a real rich smell to them.
I've
Oh
never
man,
had
no,
Persian
no,
food.
no, no. So like the
Never.
rice, yeah, the rice is excellent. The sticky rice, the rice is very good, but
Uh-huh.
and the kebab is excellent. But I mean, we're talking like meat on a stick, dude. Like it's
Yeah,
not, you're
it's
not
not
splitting the
difficult.
atom here, dude.
Yeah,
You
you
know
can't
what
fuck
I
that
mean?
up.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife's gonna get mad at me when she hears this episode because hey, you can't fucking. But I'm sorry. I get and nothing I say or no way I act deters my son in any which way. He loves the Persian food. He's all
That's
about it.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. Knock yourself out, kid. You
Amazing.
got a fucking death wish. You there? Do your thing, bro. But it's just and like I
Go
said,
have
I
some
like some of it,
AstroTurf.
but I also some of it scares the hell out of me. The other great thing that he said about Persian mother and degrees. Nothing gets my mother-in-law's juices flowing. And then like hearing somebody, oh, oh, he's 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 lawyer, he's lawyer, he's accountant, they fucking nothing gets her going. Then hearing that there's
Like a
fucking
degree.
initials after someone's name, forget about it. Forget about it. They love it. And she's not the only one. Any Persian mother, like
Our culture's like that
immediately,
too.
you
Yeah.
go up a peg, and the three people with you in the vicinity that don't have that, like you can assassinate
Gone.
them. Yeah, no, 100%. Like right now, if they came to our door looking to kill, those are the three people you're giving them. You know what I mean? Like they are worthless to you. Trust me, I don't have any degrees. I'm not. You're like, yeah, right away.
I
I,
have
I,
a
I.
couple.
Oh yeah, I've been usurped by someone in my vicinity very quickly. Oh, he's
Get out.
doctor. He's doctor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Like Dr.
amazing.
Dre. Dr. Dre, she thinks a fucking medical doctor, bro. Like she go insane. So Mike, and Mike's good like that. Mike's observant,
Yeah.
even even in regular life. And it's funny too about the teeth whitening. We didn't like so before. This is actually crazy. I don't know if anybody knows. So from listening to the pod, my
Yeah.
wife and I dated for a while
Hmm.
before she told me that she was on Shahs, right? So I didn't even know what Shahs was. And
That's
it
so
just
crazy
so
that you didn't
happened
know.
where I was working, Mike, his office was 15 feet away from me. So I didn't know who Mike was. And then I did know who Mike was when she told me. And I'm like, this fucking guy is 10 feet away from me because he'd always be out. He never was working. He'd always be outside on the phone and shit. And he had the whitest fucking teeth you've ever seen. I'm like, that's the guy. He's 10 feet away from my office with the white teeth. So that's
Like
not BS.
chiclets.
He got some white chompers. Um yeah,
His brother's a saint.
but then I did know Mike, right? Then like so and Mike gave me good Persian advice. Like he would, he'd give you some good direction as far as dealing with Persian or like, what to expect. So
Well,
Mike was sharp like that. But that's
yeah.
the other reason that like sometimes when he does stupid shit, it's like, Mike, I know you're smarter than that, dude. You
Yes.
know what
And
I
I don't want to
mean?
jump ahead too much, but really it really was the entire episode where I was listening to him and I kept thinking, man, why didn't you take your own
Just listen
advice?
to your advice. Just listen to your own self,
And
bro.
he was so level-headed and
And
so
it's not
even
one
keeled.
episode, it's the whole fucking series, dude. It's the
I
whole series,
I
aside
was
for that last
floored.
season. The
Yeah.
last season, I feel like he had nowhere to hide anymore.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
felt like that would be I that's obviously I think why it ended too. I feel like everybody had no more patience. COVID was going on. I feel like there was no one had any patience with each other anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It
prior
played
to
out.
that, Mike would always like you said, man, just play that back to yourself and listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't even need to hear any of us. Just listen
It's
to yourself.
crazy.
Listen to that inner voice.
Things he would say about
Crazy.
Jessica or to his mom and I just or like the conversations he would have with Gigi and I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, just record yourself, dude. So, and
Watch
again,
this back.
and that makes it harder to feel any empathy or feel bad for Mike later on. Cause like, yo, bro, I've heard you, man, and you
Yeah.
know better. You know better, dude. I mean that as a compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
some
he's
of
not
these
a
people on
child.
this fucking show, including my wife, sometimes don't know better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like he does. But speaking of know better, they should have known better than letting my wife hold the map while they're driving around town,
I
bro,
was gonna
especially in
ask
New York.
you.
What are you thinking? She's got the attention span of a fruit fly, dude, and she's in charge. And this is like
Uh,
they actually have it looks like a Thomas guide. What are you
I
thinking?
loved that she had a map.
What are you thinking? You know what I mean? I don't even know if it's right side up. You know what I'm saying? She's looking out the fucking windows. Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's right, the left. You left. What? what?
Has she
But
always been that
that
way,
was a
even
that
with GPS?
that's that's the fun times that you see on filming a show like this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
That's when
agree.
you're in the car and you. I hope they're feeling grateful and appreciative that they're in a position to do what they're doing. They're driving around in New York City and having a good time. I like
Yeah.
that was a fun scene to watch. And then we jump to Omid and Gigi, and
Oh, the
I'm
pool.
sorry. And I don't mean this as any type of disrespect towards Gigi at all. I don't see it between them. You know what I mean? Like I said, they have a great chemistry as brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Like I could believe them doing that.
I
But
understand you. I grew up with a bunch of boys, and I mean, I was raised by my brother's friends. Like it was just my brother and I, and if I didn't go with him, I didn't go anywhere. So I was
yeah,
so that's what it feels like a friendship.
yeah.
Like
And again, I'll give you an example. My wife and Shervin, they're very, very good friends. They're great.
yeah,
I would never have an ink of jealousy. Like if she told me I got drunk and I passed out at Sherwin and she didn't come home till the next day and I slept in Shervin's bed, wouldn't care
I
less, bro. No,
yeah,
I'd be happy to know that that's where that was. You know what
right.
I mean? And you see it when they're amongst each other. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You see, like, if she doesn't approve of something that he's doing, she's going to tell you, like, and it's the same
Yeah,
thing with Gigi and Omid. He seems like a great guy. He does. He seems like a really good guy, and he's taken her warts and all. He stuck up for her in different situations when she's obviously been wrong. He's had her
yep.
back, and he seems like playful and whatever. But I just don't see that. I don't. So I'm not surprised nothing ever came of it.
Were they actually friends? Like
Yes,
long-standing
yes,
friends?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I met Omid with my wife one time at Coachella. And he was a nice guy, he was a
Yeah.
nice guy, but he was a nice guy with everybody. Seemed like he was a nice guy. And Gigi, not to say that she's not a nice person, but she's definitely not as gregarious and outgoing as he was. Like he was very that. She's
Yeah.
not that. And I think it's even less so since being on the show, for like obvious reasons. Some people get a little reserved.
Yeah.
But I listen, I wish they did like each other, or I wish I did see that
It
connection.
would have worked out.
Yeah, like even when they were sitting on the lap the episode prior, and it was like, yo, that's incestuous. Stop. Get off there. You know what I mean? You
I
know,
thought the same thing. You're not alone
yeah.
on that one.
And then we got Reza and his dad. They
Oh,
go out to find out this big mystery about the family mystery or whatever about the mother. It was cute to see them at dinner. You could tell his father really misses his son, and I respect that because I would really miss. I would never let it get to that, but
yeah.
assuming that it did, you could see that he is happy to be sitting there in a restaurant with his son. And I
Yeah.
think there's something to that. It's just very difficult for me. And I know because like it's at sensitive times, but when he Kermit cries, I laugh, dude. I laugh. I
Is
laugh.
it the Botox? What's
I
happening?
don't know what
Is
it
that what
is,
it
but that
is?
he goes to that Kermit voice and it's like, I like, yeah,
I
it's like
think it's the Botox.
I,
He's
I,
not.
it's hard for me, man. I feel like he's gonna break out into like the Rainbow Connection. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, I can't,
Fuck.
I can't. It's on, and like I said, I feel bad because I give him
Yeah.
credit, man. It's not an easy thing to do, man. To be on TV and be in a room of fucking people that are working and to really put your heart out there and spill your guts
That's
about
a
something.
lot.
And he
Yeah.
does it like you ready? You know what I mean? Like he does it easily.
I don't
And
think I'd be able to do that.
and
Hands
I
down.
think nowadays, again, we have the luxury of time, right? I think
Yeah.
nowadays, because of how much reality TV's been out there, maybe you would be easier to do it because you have a lot of other people that have shown you the
Maybe.
way.
Yeah.
He's kind of a pioneer at this point. Again, most reality TV that's on, you have housewives, I guess a little bit, right? Maybe Orange
Hmm.
County, and maybe, and they're
I love
not being
Housewives.
vulnerable. They're fucking throwing shit at each
Yeah.
other,
Breaking
the Jersey
glasses.
Shore. Like there's not a lot of people being real open and vulnerable about,
Yeah.
family history and secrets. And he's fucking, here you go, dude. Here's my guts. Have at it. And
And he was the
it's
first to do it. The second to do it when it comes to his sexuality and all of that, the second to do it was Family Karma.
okay.
And I think they're Indian, right?
Yes.
They were I forgot his name, but he comes out on Family Karma and he had to sit with his grandmother and speak to her and let her know I'm getting married to a man, right? So, but Reza was the first to
But
to
that,
actually put that
but
out there.
you just told me why they made Family Karma. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, he had this guy that sounds exactly what we just saw. They're like, let's do it
Hmm.
again. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Let's
It
do it because that's
works.
all it is. That's all
Yeah.
Hollywood is. It's just copying or something else that's successful and putting a little spin on it. That's
Yeah.
why, like, the Menendez brother things come out, and there's 10 Menendez brother shows at the same fucking time because they hear that there's one coming out. So they like the when Diddy's thing comes out, there's gonna be
I
30
was gonna
Diddy
say I'm
shows.
waiting for the Diddy
You know what
ones.
I mean? It's like
Yeah.
gonna be so much Diddy that you can't Diddy no more. Um, but yeah, he like I give him credit, man. He really put himself out there, and without any reservations, without any hangups, and
Yeah.
he's a big reason that show. And how's this? One of the big reasons I bring that up is because we go from there to Lily, who I totally forgot was even in Shahs of Sunset. Like I forgot she was even on the show in this episode. When they go to her, it was like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? This fucking one I gotta do.
Okay. When you said season 2, episode 8, I was like, I'm just gonna start watching season 2, episode 8 and like watch it in the background. And then later on, I'll start season 2 again, right? So I'm folding laundry and I have it on my dryer. And I thought the exact same thing. She popped up and I was like,
Uh,
what?
yeah,
She's in
because
season 2? Like, I didn't even think like I thought she was like in season 5 or
and not
something.
just
Like,
that, the way these shows typically go, they set you up, right? You
yeah,
get an idea what's going to happen to this person in this episode, and then
right.
like each one gets that a little of that, and then it happens the meat of the episode, and then the finale of whatever that's going on. So
Yeah.
it's like way late in the episode to bring her in to kind of just like take all the air out of the balloon, dude.
Really
She,
random.
she
It's
goes
almost like
on
they
this
didn't know where to
fucking
put her.
date.
It
Yeah,
was
she just shut
second.
up about her ex boyfriend that if we remember, the last time we heard him, clearly could care less about her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, babe, I love you. I wish I could come. Apparently, they don't fly from Texas to California anymore. Those flights don't exist. I'd be there, but you know what I mean? Like I'm
There's a
trying to,
train that goes
yeah,
from
I'm trying
Texas
to
to
rent a Falcon.
California.
Maybe I can find a Falcon and an Eagle to fly me there. Yeah, what the fuck? He clearly does not care about her at all, and she doesn't shut up about him. And the guy they have clearly doesn't want to be on television. Like you could tell he's socially awkward. And I feel bad for him because she keeps talking about her ex and he
I
keeps talking,
love that he
no.
does bring it up though.
Yeah, that's right. No, because she
I
said
love that.
something that kind of was insulting to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no, she says, I wish he was here. Because he's like, oh, if he could see you. And I wish
that's
he was
right.
here. And he's like, the fuck?
Fuck you, dude. You ain't that attractive. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know where that scene came from, and I don't know why. And that's the other aspect of it. Like, obviously, that's an edited thing. None of that's real time. You could have
Definitely.
put that anywhere in the episode or in the season for that matter. I don't know why it was put in there. Now, I do know you don't get paid unless you appear in an episode. So maybe
Um,
that was their way of making sure that she
Contract.
got paid for that episode. Because otherwise, like I said, it didn't really make any fucking sense that she like it did where it was and what's going on. And
Yeah,
all it did
that
was
makes
remind me that like
sense.
I don't get like I said, we didn't miss her. We definitely didn't miss her.
No, at all.
We definitely didn't miss her. And then, we go to um Rez's we go to the dinner and see this is where I get a little suspect because the last time, you remember the last time they came to the house, right? Season one when he's with the father.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It was a
The
whole deal.
grandmother, they've edited that that whole thing, like she would have set him on fire in the living room if she had the option, and they would have roasted marshmallows and watched him burn. Like that's
Completely
how
different
it
person.
looked. It looked like, oh, look at this evil bitch. And
Yeah.
then this one, she looked like the nicest lady on earth.
Okay. The medicated?
Well, I think two things. One, because Reza actually says something about it. So I think that it's real. I do think it's real. I do think that there's been a change. And
Yeah.
my only thing that I could think of, maybe one, she saw herself on television and didn't like the way what she presented.
Yeah.
Two, she hadn't seen her grandson in a long time. She's fucking 90, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe you think like you're hardcore while he's there, but then after he's gone, it's like, what am I holding on to? What anger is there? I should have just been nice to him. I might never even see him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only thing I could come up with because
I can
again,
understand that.
there was a complete fucking 180, dude. Like I said, she looked like a cartoon villain in the
Maybe she had
last
been
one.
drinking on this one.
That too.
Like maybe she, I don't
Maybe,
know. I mean, there's so
maybe,
many things because at
maybe,
that age, she could have
maybe
been
she's
on
on
some
Molly.
prescription.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone slipped a Somali. Lighten up, lady. Give her a glow stick. Boo,
You're
boo,
gonna
boo.
be on TV.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Holy shit.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that But listen, it was a good episode. There really
It was
wasn't
an
any
amazing
drama.
episode.
Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. This is like one of those episodes when people talk about, and it always kind of, not to say, I'm not vested enough to care that much. But like when
Mm.
people will talk about the best days of Shahs were the early days. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, that means I wasn't there. So, but it's not that. It's not
It's
that.
different.
It's
Yeah.
this. It's
Yeah.
this. I see what it's like. This is showing you an ethnic group that you probably don't have a lot of familiarity with, but seeing them how they are in their habitat, it's like, oh, I'm like that on Sundays with my Italian family, or it's like that when me and my family watching sport. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
they're different, but they're the same. And but show me more of their differences. And I think that it was good. This was a very good episode. It was entertaining.
I think that as human beings, and I say this to my own kids, my oldest is in college.
Wow,
Um,
you look great to have a kid in college.
Thanks. I had her when I
Okay.
was 20.
Okay. Okay. Well, you
Um,
look
sh
25.
I'm 39.
Okay.
Um, I tell her like you cannot experience human nature and humanity by staying in one place.
Mm-mm.
You have to travel. You have to meet new people. You have to try new foods. You have
Life
to
don't
say
change
yes to
unless you make
shit.
changes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
You
the
got to get
shit that
outside your
you
fishbowl.
yeah, and this, especially something like this, allowed us to steer away from and I'm not saying OC isn't great.
Yeah.
OC is great. You
For what
know,
it
New
is.
York was great.
For
Yeah.
what it is.
But this is a completely different world, and this is exactly what Bravo needed at that time. And
For sure.
I've heard MJ say it. If it wasn't for so and so, I believe it was a producer.
Chris
If it wasn't for
Curry.
so and so, it wouldn't be what it is. But she has to give the like her group credit, no matter who it was,
Yeah.
whether it was some shitty person or Asa or
No, they did
some
something.
broad. Yeah, they did
They did
something.
something. They did
And it's
something.
something that will like iconic. It will
Yeah.
live forever. And
Yeah.
they
I don't
changed
feel like,
television.
yeah, I don't feel like people can go back and watch the first 3 episodes, 3 years of, Beverly Hills Housewives or Orange County Housewives and not be like, it's kind of the same shit that you're watching now. You
It
know what I
is
mean? It's kind of the
exactly the
same
same.
shit. It's kind of,
Yeah.
where I feel like, and you see it, especially since
Yeah.
they re-release Shahs. You
Mhm.
see, that's why I'm doing the rewatch. You know what I mean? You see so many people that they connect to it. They still feel like, just like you said, like, oh, wow, I'm a different person watching it now and seeing it all over. It's, they really did a good job making the
Yeah.
show. And, again, there's been a lot of derivatives from it. Family Karma, like you said, that's a carbon copy of what we just watched to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the spreads, I remember that they would do the spreads. They did a wedding in there somewhere.
Hmm.
The sexuality thing with the
Hmm.
older generation, where some kids were still living at home because that was the culture, and now what do we do? Because I'm not making any money, i.e. Gigi, right? So
Hmm.
it's the
Yeah, no, it's
same,
absolutely.
yeah,
If it ain't broke,
yeah,
don't fix it. And
yeah.
and Shahs did one thing, was prove that it's not broke, but it also they showed you that it's not as easy just to make another one of these. They really found a
Correct.
good set of characters, dude. Like there's not a lot of asses. Take whatever my opinions one way or the other. There's not a lot of people that are going to do the things that she did in this fucking episode.
Well,
Like,
who is
and
it that
and whether you're
you,
like me and you're
MJ?
like that, like there's bullshit in the water, or you're someone else that loves her. She's good TV, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? She'll give you
yeah.
an opinion one way or the other.
And I think about that, when I watch these housewife shows, like right now, I think it's like Salt Lake City or something. And I think about it, and there is always someone that they want you to hate,
Yes.
right? And that is done completely on purpose. They
And
want
and
to
that
stir you
sometimes
up.
that person leans into it too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Sometimes that person, like Lisa Rinna, right? You know what I mean? And I don't watch the shows. I don't, I just know what I get in passing. And I know that early on, she wasn't the fucking malicious cunt that she turned out to be later.
yes,
I think at
yes,
some point she realized if I lean into this, I'm going to
yeah,
get more screen time.
yep.
I'm going to stick
More money,
around.
more
And
money.
yeah, more money, all that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, Shaz, this was a good episode, man. I'll tell you what was even better. It was great breaking it down with you.
Oh,
It
thank
was
you, Tommy. I
fantastic.
appreciate you.
You were great. Thank you so much. I had a lot of laughs with you, and hopefully you could do this with me again.
Yeah, anytime.
Awesome.
I'm in the middle of getting my master's, so you're welcome.
Oh, great. Fuck you. I'm not gonna let you talk to Vida. Yeah, you know what I mean? Fuck you, man.
But when I have
She had
time,
baby at
definitely.
20 years old. Look at her. She still got masters. Yeah, yeah,
I
fuck
have
that
three
shit.
kids.
Oh, yeah,
You're
no, you're not.
screwed.
No,
You're
no,
screwed.
no, 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 no. But you should be very proud of yourself. That's not an easy thing to do, man. I'm happy
Thank
that you have the
you.
courage to stick in
I
school
appreciate
and to
it.
see it. And, I'm sure you're making your kids real proud too.
They're making me proud. My biggest success, and I hear this with you and MJ. No matter what you all do in your lives, no matter what career you have, no matter how much money you have, your main goal is the success of your children.
Yeah,
And when people say, "What are you most proud of in life?" My kids. Like, this
yeah,
is why I do this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
proud
Well,
of
you're
you guys
making them
too. You
proud,
guys are
kid.
doing well.
You're making them proud. We'll continue to brag about ourselves the next time we do one of these.
Great.
In the meantime, thank you so much for sitting here
Thank
with me
you.
and have a great rest of your week, okay?
You too. Take
Bye
care.
bye.